What if a teenager is found dead on a popular beach and authorities first say it was an accident, but later a second medical review points to a serious crime? Now listen carefully. If the first conclusion was wrong, how much evidence was already lost by the time the truth surfaced? If you watch crime stories to learn how real investigations succeed or fail, subscribe now and turn on notifications because these cases move fast and details matter. This case happened in 2008 in a coastal tourist state in Western India. The setting is a busy beach area known for night parties and beach shacks. The victim was a teenager from the United Kingdom traveling in India with mother and other family members. It was meant to be a long trip, a trip of a lifetime, according to public reports. Over time, the teenager began spending more time away from family. Public reports say she became close to a local guide, Person C, in the same beach region. Public reports do not clearly mention every detail of that relationship, but it becomes relevant later because investigators questioned who she was with and when. In early 2008, the family planned to travel to another place in a nearby state. The teenager went with them at first. Then came a decision that later became a heavy burden for mother. The teenager wanted to return to the beach area for a party season event. Public reports say mother allowed her to return and stay back in the tourist area, believing she would be with familiar people. Think about this. A teenager in an unfamiliar country, in a party-heavy beach zone, away from family supervision. That decision is not a cause, it is not blame, but it becomes a painful turning point in how vulnerable she was that night. On the night that matters, public reports place the victim at a beach shack in the very early hours of the morning. A witness later told authorities that the teenager appeared heavily intoxicated. Public reports also say the teenager mentioned taking illegal substances, but public reports do not clearly mention the exact source in a way that removes doubt. The witness described the teenager moving toward the back area of the shack. Time passes, the night keeps moving. Then the teenager leaves the beach area with a beach worker, accused, according to public reports. Now listen carefully. In cases like this, minutes matter. The gap between last seen and found dead becomes the most dangerous space in the entire timeline. By early morning, the teenager was found dead near the shoreline in the same beach area. Public reports describe the scene as confusing and disturbing. There were visible signs of struggle reported later and items found nearby that would become important later in court. And this is where the first major fracture begins. Authorities initially treated the death as an accidental drowning. A first medical examination supported that early conclusion, but mother did not accept it. Public reports say mother returned, searched, and found some of the teenager's belongings in places that raised suspicion. So to mother, it didn't feel like an accident, it felt like something was being ignored. So mother pushed hard. With media attention rising, authorities faced pressure to recheck what happened. A second medical panel was formed, and this is the key point. The second medical review did not match the first. Public reports say the second panel described multiple injuries and signs consistent with a serious sexual violence incident and recommended that the death be investigated as a serious crime. From that moment, the case changed shape, but the clock had already been running. Public reports indicate there was a delay before a formal case entry was registered. That matters because delays can affect everything. Witness statements become weaker. People leave town, especially in tourist seasons. Physical traces at a beach can disappear quickly. The scene may not remain protected. Later, another agency took over from local police. Public reports describe problems by then. The scene was not preserved properly, and important early steps were missing or incomplete. Now think about this. Even if investigators become fully serious on day 20, the event itself happened on day 1. That time gap can turn a strong case into a fragile one. Across the investigation and trial phases, public reports mention these evidence types: witness statements, court documents, medical reports, 2 different conclusions at different times, investigation records from local police and later agency involvement, references to the challenges around collecting a complete digital trail in time. And one more crucial point: a key witness who had given an earlier statement later did not testify in a way that could be tested in court through proper questioning. Public reports say safety concerns and health reasons were mentioned. In court, that becomes a major weakness. Here's the turning point. The case begins as accidental drowning. Then the second medical panel described injuries and signs pointing to a serious crime. So the contradiction is not small. It's not a minor detail. It's a complete change in how the death should be understood. And from there, everything becomes a fight between what should have been secured immediately versus what could still be proven later after delays, missing steps, and witness problems. This is the brutal reality of court. Suspicion is not proof. Even strong public belief is not proof. Only what survives legal testing counts. Public reports describe arrests involving a beach worker accused, another man connected to the beach shack environment, and a local guide who had been close to the teenager earlier. But the final outcome split. After years of legal process, a trial court acquitted the main accused people cited in early reporting, citing lack of reliable evidence and prosecution weaknesses. Then an appeal happened. In the higher court outcome reported publicly, the beach worker accused was convicted for serious offenses connected to administering illegal substances, sexual assault-related wrongdoing, causing the loss of life and destruction of evidence. He received a long prison sentence. Person B was acquitted, with the acquittal upheld due to insufficient proof. Person C was also acquitted in a separate legal outcome referenced in public reports. So what does that mean in simple terms? It means the system ultimately held one person responsible under the standards of the higher court, but it could not legally attach responsibility to others due to gaps that never got closed. Think about the bigger lesson here. This case is not only about one night. It is also about what happens when early conclusions are made too quickly. The scene is not protected. Formal case registration is delayed. Key witnesses do not fully participate in court, and the legal process takes years and memories fade. If you travel, especially with young people, do not treat party zones like harmless playgrounds. Set real rules, real check-ins, real boundaries. And if something feels wrong, push early, push hard, and document everything, because delay is the enemy of truth. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think was the biggest failure here? Early misclassification, delay, or witness breakdown? Comment your view and keep it respectful. This story is shared for awareness and educational purposes based on public reports.